Good evening, everybody, and welcome along once again to One Hub Racing. It's season 13. It's the prestige tier, the one you've all been waiting for the past week. I'm sorry I slept through last week. That's not even a lie. Jess took over from me, absolute trooper. But Blizzard took the win last time, carrying on his form from last season. And of course, we don't have Julian for this season, so it's going to be a brand new Prestige Tier champion. 17 drivers today, and we're here at the Circuit of the Americas. Joining me in the commentary box, in the even number rounds, Jess will be covering the odd number rounds, but for the even number rounds, round number 2, we've got Evil Dragon with me. Evil, welcome back.
Hey guys, Even Boy here, and welcome along to Dakota. Nice circuit, nice and flowing. As I say, that someone just flies off the road nearly, but it's a nice little circuit situated in the middle of nowhere, roughly about a definition of most things in America, in the middle of nowhere. We have a beautiful racetrack with a lot of elevation change. I think we're going to be seeing some action going on here today, Soup, don't you think?
Yes, I think so. So we're looking at Francis at the moment. He's the first of the guys around the circuit at the moment. So he's going to be taking us for an onboard lap around Circuit of the Americas, and we'll be getting an idea of the amount of elevation changes. So Evil, take it away.
Well, you come through the last corner up towards turn 1. Famed, of course, taking the version of Austria's turn 1. Come up here. What's at that apex? It's a blind apex as well, easy to run wide, especially with traffic around the circuit as well. Now coming into this kind of a, well, maggots and beggars complex. There you got Leon getting out of the rear of that. Into the left, into the right, back left, then right. And then a long, long, long right, and then what's to the left? Chuck it left. Then what? Chuck it right. More left and right complexes, then finally you come onto the last part of the corner, chuck it left one more time, let the car run off to Narnia and back, into the little Kinkler of turn, I think that's 9, down towards the hairpin, what's out running deep, an overtake opportunity could be here, but remember, this DRS straight, ready for action. 1 kilometre almost as well, one of the longest straights in Formula 1. A small little kink down the straight as well, just to keep the drivers preoccupied before this heavy braking downhill into this little tricky little corner, 90-degree section now. What's out for this corner as well? We've seen cars spin off there. Sebastian Vettel's done it before, so who knows what could happen if a 4-time world champion goes off. Anything can happen. Into this double left-hander complex, and now down into Turkey's famed turn 8, the wrong way round, and it's right, 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 and right again. Before dropping it downhill, then rising back up into the penultimate corner then. Easy to overcorrect and run the car too wide, just like he does do then, and into the last corner. They'll rise up the kink, chuck it in left, let the car drift out a little bit wide there, and across the line to a set of 1:30.2.
So the benchmark time of 1:30.2. Let's watch out for what the others are going to be doing. Is Mercedes teammate FSR Josh in the middle sector right now. Rafa coming around there. Sam starting in the Ferrari. Lakitu making his way through sector 1. Don DeBar in sector 2 as well. So kind of just looking out for anybody on the end of their laps. I think it's going to be Samu across the line, 132.1 on the super soft tyres, ultra soft, super softs, and softs available for the drivers this weekend. And we're of course going to be looking out for our championship leader, VSR Blizzard. It's his opportunity to recover from last season, because in all honesty he kind of bottled it last season, and it was all due to penalties. But of course himself and Odem's teammates this year, so that's going to make for some interesting racing, I think, between those two. That's if Odem's can keep up with him, that is.
Indeed, well, let's see what everyone can do. Renault in the pit lane there. I think that must be for, this is Wayne, who's currently in 17th position there, right down the back. Don't know why I did that accent. Blizzard currently on pole position, actually, talking about Blizzard just a moment ago, 129.9, so puts himself 3 whole tenths away from Francis Lakitu, up to 3rd position now, 130.5, so now all of the action comes in there. Don De Boer crosses the line for 4th. Now, who's the next man to come to the line? I think it might be, let's have a look then, it might be JTEX then coming through the last corners. He's bailed out of his lap low, but he's going to carry on. Probably set another one of it then. So Blizzard Francis Leon in 3rd then in the McLaren. Lakitu in the Toro Rosso. Don De Boer, who is rather taking a new line around this circuit. And that is That there is Charlie's not going to be happy with this in this game. Our 2018 Charlie, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Charlie. Josh into the pit lane, yet to set a lap. Rafa, he's coming through the last second. He's going to be one to watch for sure. Was unfortunate to kind of miss out on the wins last season. See if he can string one together this season. He's in the Renault. He's peeling into the pit lane. What else? Have we got anybody else on laps? I don't actually think so. So we're into second phase of qualifying.
Yeah, JTech's currently the last man on circuit right now. I think he's not on a correct lap right now, so he's back to his lap right now. But quite a lot of the drivers yet to set a lap time, 7th downwards, haven't set a lap. So that's a bit surprising, Soup, isn't it? Like, good laps, I suppose, from Samo there, 132, maybe a little bit off the pace in the Williams. No surprise there, but nonetheless, on different strategy, he's put himself in for an opportunity for the race.
Yeah, of course, just looking at the chat, Evil, you are getting roasted already for pronouncing Leon's name wrong. So, he's not Leon, he's Leon. So now we know for the rest of the season. No, let's not call him Leon, because I think he might kill you. Let's have a look. Anybody else? I think there's only really 2 people out on laps right now. Samster's about to begin his lap in the Canadian on American soil. He's going to be, of course, wanting to put one over on the Americans at home. So let's see what he can do. He's in the Ferrari. Ollie is kind of following him behind as well in the Alfa Romeo. Title challengers last season, of course. The current Constructors' champions are, of course, Mercedes. So let's see if they can carry that over. And don't forget, of course, that the Constructors' title goes to the team that scores the most points across all of the tiers in one hub racing. So it's a real team game. And do not forget as well, mandatory 2-stop rule is in force in one hub racing. So we're going to see a lot of tactical changes here, and it's going to be really interesting to see who actually forgets to do it. I'm sure somebody will.
Well, there's always a possibility in these 50% races as well. So a long race will take just over 40 minutes, of course, to complete. Blizzard currently leads and tops the session right now. We got a few drivers coming out on the circuit. This are just into the middle sector right now. So they've got to push on a little bit. Half the session's gone already, and they've got to get their laps in pretty soon, don't they?
Yeah, of course they've. Of course, the elongated time of 18 minutes helps with that. But of course, it won't be too long left on this game because we got F1 2019 coming out next month. It's almost come around so quickly. But Samster about to come to the last corner. Where's he going to go in the Ferrari? Watch as he comes across the line then. Where's he going to go? He's going to go into 5th position on a 130.56. 600 behind the Keto. That's a really decent effort from him, I must say. Ollie is coming into the pit lane, and anybody else behind? I can't seem to see. Oldham's about to begin a lap there in the Red Bull, and nobody else appearing to be on timed laps at the moment. Everybody else.
Indeed. Everyone in the pit, or it's coming out on the out lap Soup. So 8 minutes to go. I think the Keto will be the first run to come across the line to start another lap so far. So they're getting ready to go. 8 minutes and 26 seconds on the clock, just that. And this is where we see all these drivers start to get their groove. Rain coming through the middle sector right now in the Renault. And let's see what he can do. Chuck it into this little right-hander, into the double left. And we've seen overtakes possible there as Francis Alnito actually goes up to P3 ahead of Leon then. So, doing good. Wayne
Leon
through
Evil. I'm going to scream
Leon
at you.
Into the last couple of the corners. Here comes Wayne. This is Wayne through the last corner. Runs a bit wide. One car in, and he's sailed back out of it there. And almost hits the wall for good measure.
I think Leon, or yeah, I think whoever, Wayne, of course, he was taking the IndyCar track limits right there on the last corner. Poe just went P6 in the Force India. Josh coming across the line, he goes into 7th. Look at that, there are 4 drivers on a 130.5 from 5th down to 8th. So we're really closely matched here. We're really closely matched.
We've got a few other drivers still to set lap times, and Marquez goes P2. Just as I was about to say, Marquez was on a lap, and goes to 1:30.2 then, so puts himself just ahead of Francis in the Mercedes there, so very close stuff between those two drivers. And now this is crucial. What can the likes of Ollie, Rafa, Mikem, and Jatex do? They're down the back, still saying lap times. Jack has lost his head there in 16th, and Wayne yet to find Bruce on the circuit and get a lap in.
Yeah, Oldham's in P2 by 4 thousandths of a second over France. Super close, but Blizzard, the only man in the 129s right now, so... Oh, well, I say that Rafa just pipped him on a 130.0, so he's 700th of a second off a pole. Great stuff from the German there, but can Blizzard improve? He's not on a lap currently, but we'll see him unleash his Red Bull around on a lap very, very shortly indeed. Seeing if anybody else can improve. Leon's just across the line, couldn't improve. Lakitu's on a lap. And any small improvements in the midfield could see you shooting up to P4, P5.
Indeed, yeah. Meanwhile, Williams currently just over a second off the pace right now of Samster in the Ferrari there. So, kind of living up to real life right now, being big at the back, but not to worry, they'll improve. The very close match, by the way, 131.459 and 131.493. So those two Williams drivers, despite being further down the field than they probably like right now, very closely matched. Everyone's coming in the pit lane now. Mercedes getting a bit holed up with each other. That's not going to be very good for them. They'll be a bit frustrated there, but they'll get themselves all sorted then. Let's have a look. Who else on a lap right now? I think they're all going to come in the pits now, Soup.
Yep, just on board with Jaketex. He's currently in sector number 2, and he's definitely going to be one to keep an eye on. He's very, very quick in qualifying, so just see how he gets on through that left-hander, through gust of wind corner, as we all know it as, coming through the triple right-hander. Gets a little bit loose, actually. You saw him straight in the steering to get the car straight, coming through the left-hander, really using all of the revs there as he comes into the pit lane.
Yeah, decides to bail out of it again then, so not happy with that run. Ollie, let's see what he's doing. He's coming through the last corner as well. I think he's going to bail out, come in the pits potentially, or he's going to stay out then. So let's see, he's going to finish the lap off then into the last corner. Should put him probably about 8th position then. Goes 5th, so good lap for him. That just puts him just ahead of Onyx, by the way, in P6 by some 4 thousandths of a second. And behind them there, very close as well, just over a 10th to Leon. And then, so everyone getting very close indeed. Samster, Don De Boer, and Sam DePito going 12 and 13. We're waiting for Jatex, Mike, and Wayne to cross the line to set their laps, and they're taking their time, aren't they, Soup?
Yeah, everybody's kind of real slow. And of course, the benefit of the two-stop mandatory two-stop strategy is that nobody is qualifying on any other tire other than the Ultra Softs, because there is literally no point. Because everyone wants to start on the quickest tire, and honestly, it makes it a little bit more hard for us, because we have absolutely no idea what the strategy is going to be with two stops. So,
yeah.
But it's going to shake things up, hopefully. But the drivers also have got to remember to take the two stops, which is another thing entirely.
That's one thing, remembering, of course. All these drivers, of course, isn't set to mandatory two, so you can't do it on this game, like, for example, Project Cars and Gran Turismo, where you can do it. So they've got to remember when to do it. Now, if I was them, I'd come probably around a lap 7 and lap 20. So get a set of supers or whatever you can go, and then get back on the ultras for the last stint. I think that might be the winning strategy today, but I've been proven wrong before. Some of these drivers might just chuck on a set of soft tyres and just bolt it as far as they can, and then do 2 quick sets of ultras right at the end. So we'll find out.
Yep. So they can't do the soft to ultra soft strategy. They're going to have to use an extra set of tyres. So drivers maybe starting down the back, bolt on the softs, and then maybe try the aggressive 2 sets of ultras. It's kind of there's a lot of permutations that are possible with this 2-stop strategy, but I think you're going to be right. It's going to be ultra soft, bolt on a set of super softs, and back onto the ultra softs at the end. I think is going to be the strategy to watch out for. With Lakitu, I think it's going to be the first man to, well, actually, I think it's going to be Onyx actually about to unleash his car around the track for the last time.
Yeah. So he'll have 2 minutes to go, so he can get 2 laps out of it if he can, though. Unfortunately, this is the issue with these cars, but because of the ERS, you can only ever get 1 lap out of it on the full deployment. And that's a bit of a shame, because being able to drive completely 2-3 laps in a row is always something to spectacle, isn't it, Soup?
Yeah, of course, but it's part of Formula 1. They've got to manage their battery, which is a massive part of this game, and will continue to be in the next game from the gameplay we have seen, and also kind of encouragingly from a spectator point of view. I was looking at Team Mark's video earlier, and it looks like they've pretty much got the F1 graphics. So it's going to look very, very nice in spectate mode by the looks of it. On it getting really sideways.
And Blizzard getting a bit close together there, and that's into that's turn 8, 9 area there, just before the hairpin. So getting a bit close together, Blizzard and Francis. So Francis trying to unnerve Blizzard a little bit. It's not going to work. Onyx is coming through the middle sector down to the tricky little piff-paff section, I normally call it, because it's always really annoying, and you have to really just slow the car right to recruit, get the car turned in, long left-hander low. Well, you carry a bit of speed, but it's really easy to lose that rear end into Nico's favourite corner. Gust of wind into turn number discount 8, the wrong way round, and down the hill and over the bend. And let's see, is Onyx coming to play? Well, he's going wide, that's what he's doing, through the last corner. Chuck it into 3rd gear, up to 4th, into 5th, then across the line. Let's see, goes 2nd.
130.0%, but still.
Look at this, Soup. Francis and Blizzard, they're switching positions, and Blizzard is not happy right now.
Yeah, Francis and Blizzard have had their history in Prestige Tier, I must say. So this is nothing new. They've come to blows before, and I think this is going to be probably a rivalry that continues in the Prestige Tier. But we've got a spate of cars beginning their laps now. I think probably Lakita's beginning his now. Trying to look for anybody who's beginning. I think everybody's beginning laps. Nobody's at the end of them.
Yep, as Marquez has gone off the road then, so he's bailed out of qualifying then. That's down, must be in the S section there. That's before
just
turn
after
8.
it. Just after it, yeah.
So he's dropped it down there. As you can see, his teammate just flies past right now on pole position. Onyx won't be able to get another lap out of it then. He's run out of...
The Key2's off as well.
Yeah, the Key2 off. Here comes Raffalo. He's coming through the last couple of corners. Let's see what the Renault can do. Let's see, has to be crucial, has not to make a mistake, but he does well wide, but goes up to pole.
129.90, brilliant effort from the German, I must say. Blizzard's now got to respond. Excellent job. Pole goes P3 by 0.003 of a second over Onyx. Onyx can't respond, but this has made it really interesting. Look how close this qualifying is. It's always the Prestige here. Josh P5 by the looks of it for him. Trying to look out for anybody else coming through the last sequence. I think Leon's going to be next. Yeah, coming through. Left-handers, 1 or 2 cars ahead. It looks like one of the Williams up ahead. Don DeBoer or Samu. They're going to come across. It's Samu. Leon, what can he do? He comes across the line. He stays in P9. Blizzard's retired. Francis 29.7. Unbelievable time.
JTech, so what he's doing, he's going 4 seconds quicker on his last lap. That should put him up to P4 then, if he can Hercules' last couple of corners up. So JTech's on a good lap, passing one of the Red Bulls without a wheel. That's Blizzard.
So
now what's happened to him, I wonder?
He's
crashed. Here comes JTech to the line. Let's see where he goes, up to P4 then. So around about what I predicted. And anyone else on a lap, I do not think so. The Key2 is low, but I think he's backed off of it.
Yeah, wow, so Francis pulled that one out of the bag, I must say. So the Scotsman on pole by about 0.2 of a second over Rafa, and Blizzard on... I think he crashed on after the right-hander, probably lost the rear on the curve, and then wall he went.
Yeah, always spectacular action as well. So, it is crucial for the pole man to get pole, and well, he's got pole, so well done, of course, for everyone. But you've got to wonder, Soup, in this long race, what can Francis do from Rafa and Blizzard in 3rd? The 2nd row is always good up the hill. So we normally see 3rd place, especially in real life. They can often get a slingshot exit down into turn 1. We'll see what he can do. JTech's in P4 from Poe in P5. Onyx there in P6 from Just. Marquez in 8th. Ollie ahead of Leon. Ahead of Key2. Samster. Don DeBoer in 13th ahead of Sam. Mikael in 15th ahead of Jack, and this is Wayne. Didn't set a lap time.
Yeah, Jagetex was 1,000th of a second off of third. So it was absolutely nothing in it for those guys. But it would make it interesting with the mandatory two-stop if it started to... Oh, I thought it was raining for a second, but it's not. It's pretty cloudy, though.
Nah.
It's very cloudy.
Clouds overhead, so we'll find out potentially if it's raining, if any of the drivers let us know in the chat. But that is to be determined. But it's going to be interesting down to turn number 1 because, crucially, the inside line is going to be pole position, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, it would be. Although, no, I think it's on the outside line here. Pole position.
I think you might be right, actually, Sue. So it's on the outside up to turn number 1. And if that is true, that is going to be pretty colossal for pole position. He's going to have to really cover him off. And I remember last year, I think, was it Raikkonen F1 got a brilliant start into the lead of Hamilton, didn't he? So it's going to be possible. Are we going to see anything like that and then they try and run away with it? Well, I think it's going to be a closer fought affair. Probably better than certain F1 races this year. Not looking at you, Spain. But let's see what happens.
Yeah, just confirmed overcast but no rain forecast. So we're going to have a dry race. And
no rain forecast. That's going to be crucial for the drivers, so they know. Now they're going to probably all set on the ultras, of course, then go to the supers, back to the ultras for the last stint then. But let's find out then, as the formation that begins.
Yeah, it's top 10 softs, a few super soft runners, 1, 2, 3, super soft runners, and a couple else on the ultra soft, and mostly on the quickest tire available, and they've got to remember to obviously take those two softs and remember there's a different strategy in one hub. And also, we take this moment during the formation lap to thank our sponsor Next Level Racing. One Hub Racing is sponsored by Next Level Racing for all your sim racing needs. Use code OneHub10 to get yourself 10% off any sim racing gear. www.nextlevelracing.com.
Very snazzy indeed. Well, this is the meaty greety bit, so where we can see what all the drivers are going to be doing. Remember, they will be going on different strategies. So Lakito, he's going to be really the one to look out for. So he's going to go super soft, ultra soft, and ultra soft, I imagine then. So he's going to do the reverse strategy, and that'll be interesting to see what he can pull off. Samster as well. I do not expect any of these drivers to set on a set of soft compound tyres there, so we'll see. Like one driver, I think's already been disqualified. I think that's Micah Murray. Either that or I can't see him. So yeah, JTech. So I don't think, I can't see him. That's a little bit unfortunate there. But JTech has got himself disqualified, however, so that's not very good.
Yeah,
Frances up on the start and gets rammed by Blizzard. Yeah, Blizzard's. That's
naughty boy.
Yeah,
well, Francis got disqualified for that one. That's interesting. Rafa decided he wants to lead the pack and has disappeared into the distance to line up on the front row. So he's gonna. So Blizzard is. Francis is actually going to be in a disadvantage now because his tires will be sitting on the grid, cold. Well, not getting any heat, but they're going to be losing temperature relative to everybody else. So he might not get the getaway he needs. So it's going to be you're going to be watching out for guys like Rafa and Blizzard behind. But we're getting ready then for the start of the second round of the One Hub Racing Prestige Tier, live from Circuit of the Americas. Myself, Sukula, bringing you the coverage alongside Evil Dragon. Here we go then, getting ready to launch 17 cars down towards turn 1 at Circuit of the Americas. Here we go then. 5 red lights for the start of round number 2 of the Prestige Tier. Lights out and away we go, and immediately it's Rafa who got the start. I told you about the cold tires. Straight away surges into the lead here. Suit behind him. Watch out for Jaketex trying to get himself involved in the action. Francis goes to Narnia in turn 1.
Mercedes is going
behind.
Around.
Yeah, Mercedes always went around. Blizzard side by side with Francis coming through the S section now. This is going to be a bit hairy if they don't sort themselves out here. They're side by side with the S section. That's really difficult. Francis runs out wide and he's going to gain the position on Blizzard. And watch out for Onyx out of nowhere, diving up the inside of Blizzard there. But Rafa, again, like we said, on the inside line, got the traction with the temperature of the tyres, and he's got away into the lead. And Jaketex brilliantly up to P2. Oh God! Francis in the wall. Francis in the wall.
Francis is very heavily in the wall there. He's got away with it. Francis actually has left the session, so he's immediately left. He's absolutely delivered. So something's happened down there. And I presume there was contact or something because that was very odd otherwise. Marquez there under pressure, I think, is look at Blizzard. He's covering the inside line. I think he's got a bit of damage actually, potentially. Look at this, round the outside goes Onyx, round the outside. Can he do it off the circuit, back on the circuit, side by side? We'll have the inside line hit. Gets one position through and Easy does squeezes him wide. Now let's see, can Blizzard try anything again on the brakes? I know he can't. Wants to look out for Poe in the background. Marquez just having contact as well. Bad start from Mercedes then. One out, one in, but Ilati Leon is in P8 ahead of Jack. Good start for him. He's in 9th already. Don DeBoer in 10th. So a lot of drivers making brilliant starts. Lakitu there in 11th position. Hasn't made really any positions so far at the start of this race, as he's now getting a little bit caught up with other cars right now as Ollie comes in the pit lane for a new nose.
Yep, and of course two-stop will help him catch back up. I think that's just for damage. Samster and Lakitu going side by side into turn 1. Lakitu's trying to make the move on the Canadian, but the Canadian's really not giving him any leg room to work with. Coming through the S section, he has to back off of that one. But now Blizzard and Onyx together. Interesting battle here. But Rafa, let's go back to that start. What a getaway he got from the inside line.
Yeah, he did get the inside line there. Meanwhile, Blizzard coming on Onyx right now. And it might not be very pleasant for Onyx, but he's getting really pressurized right now as Blizzard tries to form a snowstorm around poor old Onyx, and he won't be enjoying this one right now. No DRS, remember, so far, so he's going to go the long way round. Turn number 11, late on the brakes. I think Onyx might just squeeze him wide here. Cut back potentially. Now we get a good exit. Now you'll slip one up the inside. Exactly textbook maneuver. Squeeze Onyx as wide as you can. But Onyx, fair play to him. He's going to still there. Back up the inside he goes. Nowhere through there. Now up the inside goes Poe. He's going to try and nick one as well. And Teletubby Customs going everywhere as Poe tries to go around the outside of a Blizzard. But Blizzard just about holds off that snowstorm.
Yeah, excellent racing between all of those guys, but the top two are checking out up front. But there's a big train now forming behind Onyx. He's got Blizzard, Poe, Odems, Josh, Leon, and Jack behind him. And as you said, Jack, brilliant start, up 7 positions where he started. And now the DRS train. Wait till we get to the back straight, and we're going to see some guys making some moves, and I reckon probably some 3-wide screenshots.
Yeah, Ollie, sorry, that's...
Oh, Odems, is that a problem? Oh, he's dropped behind. I don't know what's happened to him, but he's dropped back. And he's dropping back like a stone. And didn't spin by the looks of it. Maybe just ran wide through turn 1, but he's had to drop all the way down to P9. And now he's got to fight back one of the Williams. The key super soft. Coming in, checking on Blizzard and Onyx. So close, but here we go. I think Blizzard should have Onyx pretty easily here with the DRS assistance. So here we go down the back straight then. Blizzard will have the DRS, so will Poe. He'll try and hand back Blizzard to the outside line. It's not really a contest, is it? Straight past, no contest whatsoever. Onyx thinks about coming back in it, but thinks better of it. And just looking up front as well, Jacotex closing the gap to Rafa as Onyx flips it back up the inside.
Now that'll be good opportunistic move there, but I think Blizzard will have the inside line for this next corner, so nowhere through there. In the background, look here at Poe trying to go up the inside, being a bit sneaky, can't do it, has to back off there. So Poe getting rather caught out as these guys battle right now.
Lakitu's got mugged by the looks of it.
Yeah, this is just allowing everyone else behind to close up again. As now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. Marquez down in 9th now, so it's going from bad to worse. I wonder if he's got any damage potentially, as VSR Joss gets a penalty there, so that isn't very good for him. Up there they come for the 4th time. Low up the inside, there goes Poe, and he's dive-bombed Tinky Winky into turn number 1, as Onyx has rather been left Tubby Custard on the side of the road, but he's going to have none of that. And he's going to come back side by side, they come down the hill.
He's off.
Oh, there. And there's contact, there's problems there. And that there is not going to be good as he rejoins the circuit right in front of Marquez. Luckily, no contact there.
Just going to go back to the lead battle. I think we're going to see a swap here, because Jacotex not even using his ERS. He's got the pace on Rafa here. So here we go then. A swap for the lead. of the US Grand Prix then, as Jagetex tries to take it off the German, and I don't think Rafa's really got anything to answer for it. He's to the inside, he's got some decent pace in that Renault on the inside. He's going to try go late on the brakes, hold on to that race lead. Jagetex around the outside of the Renault, sticks it around the outside, stick it up the inside now for this next corner. Rafa's on the outside line trying to hold on to it, but I don't think he's going to be able to. Jagetex around the outside for the next corner, but Rafa's on the inside for the next corner then. Jagetex then going to have to try and cut back. Is he still there? I think he is, and he's done it.
Yeah, he's done it then. So textbook driving between the pair of them. That very fair and square stuff. Rafa going to squeeze him and have more than one chasing that. He's going a bit slower. Now I'm wondering, is he going to come in? Yes, yep. He is going to come in then. So he's going to go on a set of, I presume he's going to go on a set of soft tyres this earlier on then. So let's see.
Look. It looks like the softs are ready. Onyx in as well. No, it's super softs. They're going for the supers.
Softs.
Yep. So
going to have to stretch them quite a long way then to get the last in, unless he's going to go for 2 sets of supers.
I think
that could always be a possibility.
What's Onyx going to do is keep an eye on. He's going to the supers as well, and a new wing because of the contact. The key 2 also went onto the supers, actually onto the soft tires, excuse me. So the key 2's onto the softs. So, and also Poe on Blizzard. There's contact. Blizzard's around. Huge crash in the middle of the pack there. As they came to blows. Blizzard's lost his wing. Leon's involved as well. That was a big impact. And Jack's in P3.
Yeah, Wayne goes up the inside of Leon meanwhile. So Leon's no front wing, remember, so his driver's going to have to be very cautious as Blizzard almost gets swiped across Sector 2. Yellow flags flying again. So someone else has gone off somewhere, and that must be Joss. It is Joss, and I think he's damaged the front wing as well. Yes, he has, so that front wing has gone. Leon got stuck in a sandwich right now. They're 3 or 1. I don't think he realised these guys have all got no front wings, you know, because he's kind of stuck in the horrible situation of a sandwich right now. Here comes the Williams trying to slip one up the inside of poor old Blizzard, and this is going to be a long afternoon.
Yeah, I think so. I think Paul went for a move that wasn't really on, punted Blizzard, and got himself involved there. Jagetex in from the race lead then.
Second in as well.
He's responding to Rafa for sure then. So let's see. And Paul, perhaps that's a bit of karma for Paul there. But you got to say, Jack in the lead of the race now after all that. And Odems has recovered well to P2 then. Let's keep an eye on where Rafa comes. He's coming through along the pit straight now. Jagetex, where is he? On the exit. This is going to be really tight as they come up the hill. I think Rafa might get him around the outside. He is. He does. He gets him around the outside. It's a nice job from Rafa on the outlap. He's obviously got the pace, but now he's got to try and hold Jagetex behind. But Jagetex won't have the tyre temperature that Rafa does, so Rafa will have the advantage in this early stage. But well done to the German, and he's into the net race lead.
Yeah, remember, like, the dirty air as well, definitely not going to help. You can see him, he's dropping heaps of time immediately, but now we'll start seeing them possibly close up, so Jagetex then can still come into this. Poe is now in 7th, so he hasn't lost too much time with all of this then, so he is just behind the Haas driver, ahead of Don De Boer and Sam, who are sneaking away at that Williams, I must say that, and not having much fun of it. Here comes Onyx. I think he's going to slip run up the inside in a due course. Let's see, not brave of doing it this early, but slipstream time, and now the Williams are going to be exploited very, very voguely there from the McLaren. So an 8-time Constructors versus 9 times Constructors, and here comes the McLaren. DRS, bit of contact there down the street for good measure. Comes through, no, not actually, no. Fair play to Sam, he's going to keep it at it low, so squeezes completely off the road, but Onyx says, thank you very much, Sunshine, he'll squeeze you off the road, Sonny Jim, and gets the job done. Bit of contact, but nonetheless, fair play between the pair of them.
Top 2 in, so Jack comes in, and all ends behind. They're going to go onto the same strategy as the rest of them, onto the super soft tyres. That's going to put Wayne into the race lead. These guys started on the super soft tyre. They're going to be going a little bit longer than the rest of them. And Rafa now caught up to the back of Samster. And Jagetex following behind. Now, where is Jack and Oldham's going to come out? They're going to come out in some clean air. Kind of about 3 seconds behind Pole. So they're in a decent position. Now, they're in a net P3 and 4, I think that'll be.
Yeah, potentially. But I'd find out Marquez there in the Red Bull just behind, of course. And then Don De Boer. Onyx now trying to close up on the other Williams right now. Remember, same amount of time, so Onyx is going to have to get these moves on as quick as he can. He's kind of stuck in this situation right now where he's wanting to make moves early. Ollie and Lakitu as well on the soft compound. They'll be going probably to around about lap 22 and then chuck a set of ultras on, I imagine, Soup.
Yeah, I think so, as Rafa makes the move past Samster, but crucially, Jaketek stuck behind him. So just couldn't quite get the move done there. He's going to slip it up the inside here, but Samster just doesn't have to give him the room. Jaketek comes through and takes P3, well, what is net P2, because he's got to try and stick with him as Onyx, or tries to, on Don de Boer. Doesn't quite work out for him. Oh, he hits the back of him.
He's in it now. I was watching that down the straight, and I must say, Don there was weaving massively down the straight, and unfortunate there. I think that was a bit of miscommunication there. I think broke leg trying to make a move there, but it wasn't going to happen. That looked very optimistic nonetheless, though. So hard to say what happens, but it is right now a Renault 1-2 as this is Wayne currently leads this race from the back of the grid, by the way, so he's currently leading from last. Rafa in P2 in has come on into that new nose, and he is not going to be happy. That's his race pretty much over, so he's going to go on the set of soft tyres.
Not necessarily. This is his second stop. He can go to the end from here. So he could come into play later on, but he will have to, of course, put the front wing on. Don de Boer, 5-second stop go, and that's him out.
Yeah, he's had enough then, as meanwhile, VSR Jossie's currently down in 13th after that earlier on miscalamities then, as the Q2 a 3-second time penalty right now for him, but still, Renault 1-2, JTEX in third, catching quite quickly to Rafa, by the way, so I think we could see a battle brewing in the next couple of laps there, as Rafa's not using the 8th gear, I've just noticed.
Yeah,
so unless he's got an issue.
Yeah, I've seen some drivers do that, revving out 7th gear, and I think Jaketex was kind of similar in the last sector, not using 5th gear on the exit of the right-hander, just revving out 4th gear rather than maybe saving a 10th of a second by shifting up. But let's see, they're catching Wayne. I reckon Wayne and Onyx is out.
Onyx off. Onyx has crashed the car then, so I'm trying to see where that is. On board with Francis, of course, also out of this race. And I think he's had enough as well there. So I think he's possibly either he's made a mistake somewhere on the circuit.
Oh, Blizzard around the outside.
Off.
That was brave. Around the outside of the long right-handers. Jegtex makes the move on Wayne, trying to stick with Rafa. So now they're back into 1 and 2. Wayne, of course, yet to stop in this race. Poe's kind of on an alternate strategy by the looks of things. He's got onto the ultra soft tyre as Josh is now out, so everybody's gone now.
Yeah, Onyx crashed on towards the hairpin then, so hard to say how that's happened, but some of the curve down into this corner where the leaders are coming through, spun it and then hit the wall just there on the right, just where the safety car side normally pops up. So a little bit of intriguing crash, I must say, but these cars very easy to lose the rear end, I suppose. Especially when you have no assists, but now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, technically 13th to 16th out of this race, of course, because I can't see poor old Mick down the back.
Neither can I. So whatever's happened to him. But either way,
he could be leading, what we know.
He could be, but I doubt it. But it looks by the looks of things, we've got a really interesting battle for the race lead, because Jaketex and Rafa are very equal on pace and sticking with each other. They've been inseparable for the entire part of the first third of this race, so it's intriguing to watch.
Indeed. Hello Sadie in the chat saying Poe can't drive, so few little bit of questions possibly raised. I think the stewards are going to be having a long look after this.
Yep.
But still, JTEX currently trying to challenge down the lead right now from Rafa. The gap currently lies itself around about 4/10 of a second, I imagine. They're just under. So very close. Yeah, 3/10, just about 3 seconds behind that is Wayne as well. So very close stuff together. Samster in 4th position there, driving the Ferrari. So very good pace for him. Poe, he's stuck behind as well, so a good train of cars going on there. Blizzard trying to catch up to Leon there in P10, and I presume Blizz is going to be a little bit frustrated, of course, caught out of the accident earlier on. I think he's going to be trying to make that move as soon as he can.
Yeah, back to the front momentarily, because Jegtech's been saving his ERS. He's used absolutely none of it. Can he make the move on Rafa down towards this turn? I don't think he's going to be able to. He's put it mode 0.
Look behind, soon. Look behind. Samster and Poe are going to come at it. Let Samster up the inside of Wayne. Wayne's got nothing to defend. So those older ties are going for an audacious strategy, potentially trying to stretch them on to go on. Of course, those 2 sets of ultras later on. So he has to probably make it to around about lap 16, I imagine, to really make this strategy work. So he's got another 6 or 5 laps to go. JTech still challenging Rafa as Blizzard gets past Leon, or does he get past Leon? He has the inside line so far. Leon does. Blizzard on the outside. He'll have the inside for the next corner right now, so should get that move done. Leon getting a little bit impatient. I think he might have took a bit of the front wing off there as in comes Wayne now. So I thought he was going to stay out a little longer. No, he can't do it. So I think he's going to go on possibly another set of super softs. We'll find out.
Yep, Samster does the same. Actually, Samster's gone. Yeah, Samster's gone to the super softs. And Wayne opting for the super softs as well. So they're going to be bolting on a set of the ultra softs at the end as Marquez and Jack swap positions. And into 4th place he goes. So these two have recovered well. They're really driving well. Jack, I must say, doing an excellent job up in P5. He's really putting in a stellar drive. And of course, Poe's going to have to pit a lot earlier than the rest, because he's put on the ultra softs. He's a 5-5 up all ultra softs now. Can JTech make the move this time? I think he will, because he's been a lot closer than he was last time. Rafa's going to be in mode 4, trying to hold on. Here comes the DRS for JTech. Is Rafa going to defend? He won't, because he can't defend the overspeed. JTech's up the inside. Rafa trying to hold it on the outside line there. He does hold it on the outside line. Then helicopter shots as we come through Sector 2. Then Rafa's going to hold on. JTech will get the cutback line, but can he get in front? Not quite there. He's going to try and stick it up the inside here. Rafa defends the inside line, which will give the JTech the cutback line on the way out. But Rafa defended that very, very well indeed. He'll hold on for another few corners at least.
Yeah, great defending and great driving there. Meanwhile, Ollie and Blizzard further down the back are getting a bit closer, I think, there. Separated by just over a tenth, so then some battle going on there. But back to that moment that Rafa, brilliant defending, I must say. He's planting that car. I think he knows exactly right now where JTech has to go. So JTech is going to have to try and make a dummy. Poe in the pit lane, we mentioned it earlier on, so he decided to bail out his strategy. Now, is that going to be a set of super softs?
No, it's going to be the
soft
softs.
Size.
He's going to go to the end.
So, yeah. To the end of this race then. Long stop, I think, there. So potentially changing something on the front wing. As here we go. Top guys getting closer and closer all the time. 2 attempts. If I was JTech right now, I would be trying to make a dive somewhere and just unsettle Rafa. I believe the DRS's activation points a lot earlier on, the detection, should I say. So
it's about
you could try and make a dive. Yeah, right there. So you could try and make a dive and unsettle him, but can't do it. So he's going to have to dummy him down this straight, so go to the inside, try and pull him to the inside, then shoot around the outside. That's what he's going to have to do, or make an audacious dive bomb and hope it works. Here we go then. DRS time down the straight. 100 and 200 miles an hour. He's a bit too far back to try anything there. Rafa runs a little bit deep into the corner, but again, JTech cannot get any line so far. Meanwhile, further down, cars a little bit stagnated. Wayne on the back of Leon there, Leon, should I say, in P9. It should be pretty an easy move there. The Renault on the McLaren. Up the inside goes the Renault. McLaren tries to cover him up a little bit low, so they go side by side. He's getting a slipstream off of Samster and Ollie and Blizzard as well. Up the inside goes Wayne, though. Gets that position done, but actually, no, he hasn't. Fair play to Leon. Tries to come back there. Did he get a contact on the exit? And Wayne has to sit back for the time being. He's getting frustrated. He's coming through up the inside, as that is a bit brave. A bit of front wing comes up one of the cars, and they're still side by side in towards the old turn 8 corner, in essence, of Turkey. Long way round, and here comes Poe trying to go around the outside. That'd be brave. Leon runs wide. Here comes Poe. He's going to do around the outside of Wayne, into the last corner. That is brave, and I think he's got it.
He hasn't yet. They're still side by side as they come down the main straight, and they all have DRS, so there's no slipstream advantage for any of these guys. Wayne has the inside line. Poe's going to try to hang around the outside. He's on the fresh soft tyres, remember, but the super softs just have the grip over the softs, and the key to trying to get himself involved in this one as well. But JTech and Rafa are like almost touching each other through that sector. But is he close enough this time? I think
he's 3 tenths.
Might just be about.
He's close enough. He's closing. Now Rafa's going to have to go to the inside of Fink. Then this time around, he's got the overspeed this time. He's got a lot more. Now he just has to squeeze him wide, and he's got through this time into the lead. Rafa can't do anything about it, so slightly older tyres. Maybe has a bit less grip all of a sudden in this stage of the race. They should be going another 6 laps potentially on these tyres now. And, of course, J-Tech's now leads to start to open that gap up as Rafa starts to struggle. Marquez now in third. He's ahead of Jack, who's doing a brilliant fourth, I must say, as Wayne has got past Leon again, or just about has he, though. As Leon coming back around the outside. Let's see, squeeze around the outside potentially. He'll have the inside here if he wants to dive. Let's see, does he take the dive? I think he is going to take the dive. There'll be contact, I think. Just about giving some space. There's the contact on the exit. So, pushing hard, and Poe is getting a little bit stuck behind. This is not what he wants right now, Soup, is it?
No, because he's on the first stop, so he needs to be making his way through, because he needs to make himself a factor later on. So he's going to be wanting to get past these guys as quickly as possible. Almost thinks about a dive on Leon there. But I think, Jektex now has the penalty. That's going to affect him a lot. He's got to open the gap now because Rafa does not have a penalty. Does Leon have to go for the move on Wayne turn 1? Wayne defends that very nicely. And also defends...
Yeah, Poe there, so sorry to cut over you there. He kind of realised very early that if he didn't turn in there earlier, he's going to slam to the side of Leon, who took a really audacious turn in there. He took a very much early. I think he just hit the back of Wayne, actually, as well. So, Wayne getting a little bit flustered right now. He's starting to cause a little bit of a twain right now, all aboard the Wayne twain, as Leon almost flies off the road. And this is exactly what Poe wants right now, to have cars struggle ahead of them there. As you can see, the issue right now is they've all got DRS on each other, and this is just kind of really splitting the issue right now. Meanwhile, Blizzard on Sam, let's see, around the outside towards the end of the straight. Up the inside there goes Sam, who keeps blitzing. Now around the outside goes Blizzard, who try and get the car back, and there's more contact. And this is becoming a bit of a trend into that corner right now. Meanwhile, the Ferrari Marquez has left the session. Now, is that a disconnection, I wonder?
I wonder, is that a disconnection because of his aunt once again? It's not uncommon. So that's going to put Jack into P number 3.
Samster the outside. He'll run out of road, so here's a good opportunity now as they squeeze each other wide. They're going to be too wide. They're 3 wide. Blizzard up the inside. Contact.
Oh, that's going to
happen.
Death.
Death, and more death. There's Leon's out of the race. What's happened to him?
I'm not too sure. I think he lost it on the last corner. Samster and Samu side by side up towards turn number 1. They're still trying to work it out. They've hit each other there. Samu, of course, he's on a similar strategy to the rest of them. Going to do the S section then. Samu, I think, is going to hold on here. Oh, God, boys, they need to be careful.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit chilly now. Let's calm down. Around the outside he goes there. Let's see Leon. And again, Sam is really covering off. And more contact. He is not allowing this to come through. Now look, more contact. He's been forced off the road by Sam this time around there. As now he drops right down all the way to the back of this group. And he is going to be not very happy there, as Ollie has contact there with Wayne. On the inside, there's more contact. This is getting messy. This is getting very messy all of a sudden. 3 abreast here down the straight. Almost 4 abreast here. What's up, boys? Don't go 4 wide.
They're going 4 wide.
4 wide down the straight. Samster's ahead of him there. 3 into 1. That's not going to work. Runs wide. They're still 3 abreast nearly. What is going on here, boys? And this is getting a bit reckless now. Wayne drops more positions. Sam is stuck behind. It's all kicking off here in this race. And this is great action between these 4.
Somehow Poe came out ahead of all of that. He managed
they're all fighting very hard.
He managed to get ahead of 3 cars with 1 move. Wayne and Ollie still side by side, still trying to work things out here. Lakitu's up the inside of Wayne to the last corner now. He's on the soft tire. Wayne trying to hang around the outside. He does do that. Samu finally makes a pit stop. This will be his 2nd pit stop, I think. And Wayne almost bump traffic from Lakitu up the hill. Lakitu,
be careful doing that.
Trying to hold on there. Lakitu's going to hold it around the outside. And Wayne with the extra grip on the Supersoft should have it around the outside. Lakitu's not giving in though. Around the outside, can he do that? Don't think he's going to be able to. Wayne and hold on to that one. Just up ahead, by the way, Jacob has pulled 1.7 over Rafa.
Flying. Yeah. He's got the pace right now, so he's starting to open up. Yellow flags popped up there. I think that might be Michael, who's still got the, of course, the yellow flags popping up, but I don't know where he is, so he's somewhere on the circuit. But we'll find out later on, potentially, where he roughly is. I think he might be possibly in about that 7th, 6th place, potentially. It's hard to say, hard to really choreograph what's going on, but I mean, can you really hardly believe this racing so far? What carnage, and it's still kicking off. Here comes Wayne and Ollie, so Ollie will go the inside, Wayne will go around the outside. Should be able to do that potentially then. He'll get the cut back, potentially. He'll try and squeeze him wide, and now he'll have a potential dive.
Jack takes in.
Of it.
Top two in.
Leader. Yeah, top two in.
Oh,
so Jack
Rafa! 5 second stop go. Now, all he had to do was keep himself clean because Jagetex with a 3 second time penalty. Now, obviously, Jack's going to continue on, take the lead momentarily. Odems, I think, did he manage to get back? I don't think he actually managed to. And Blizzard now in as well.
Yeah, Blizzard in. Marcus is still out. Ollie penalty as well. So they're getting quite a lot of penalties right now, so aren't they?
Yes, they are. As we come into the last 10 laps of this race, all the warnings they've accumulated are starting to hit each other. So Blizzard on his way out. Then that will be his last stop. Oh, it's actually going to be a bit of an ask. Samster comes through to P4.
Marquez.
Yeah,
that's the corpse of Marquez, I must say. There, the connection has well and truly gone. Oh, actually, never mind. He's back. So, well, I suppose I've kind of decursed him, actually. Yes, it is in the gone, and he's back. So, is that a commentator curse? I think that might be the opposite, Soup, isn't it?
Well, actually, he joined, disconnected, and joined again. So I don't hold out too much hope.
Yeah, let's find out.
So, actually, after all that, Poe has actually brought himself back in to this. 5 laps on the softs. Jagetex and Raph have obviously pitted onto the super softs, but Jack, of course, has to pit. So it might be tight between himself and Jack up front. So I think Jack's going to come in and pit this lap. I would imagine. Yes, he is. Yeah. So he's got now his battle is with Poe.
Yeah, so, that is his battle with Poe. There. Oh, that's Marquez's. Oh my dear God. Well, I mean, that is something indeed. I'm seeing on my screen there. That's a lot of lag. And I think he might be. He's back, but I think he might be given the very big caution flag. He's upside down. What's going on? It's all gone wrong. Let's have a look at Ollie. He's currently driving on the circuit the right way around the circuit, as Marquez is in space and in the pit lane, I must say. But it's a bit laggy. Blizzard's going to come out. Is he going to come out behind his teammate here? No, he come out ahead of it. So Blizzard comes out. He should be ahead of Lakitu then, who's now. Is that a 5 second stop go apparently for Lakitu, or has he got an issue, Soup?
I believe that looks like a terminal issue. I think Lakitu's stuck in the pit lane. I cannot believe this glitch is still in the game. Oh no, he's got going again. That was a really long stop. Jesus.
Yeah, what's happened there? That's
unless he did he fall asleep like me?
He must have fallen asleep in the cockpit. Now, I think what's happened there is when Marcus rejoined, came in the pit lane. That might have caused a bit of a desync there. And that's rather ruined the Key2's race right now. So he's going to go on for a little while. Rafa and Jatex lead this race. Sam gets a 3 second time. Oh, man, he's gone. But that means Poe's going to be on the podium.
Samster, of course, a worst possible time to disconnect in the podium position. Poe's going to go to the podium now.
He's gone.
So the question is, can Jagetex and Rafa bring those super softs to the end? They're going to be pushing the life a little bit, I think.
No, he's back, so disconnecting, that's ruined it there. As Jack's going to try and catch up as well. Rafa, well, he's pushing on very hard. 132.993, that last lap there. Quickest lap so far of the lot of them. In comes Ollie, meanwhile. That's a good representation of how long those tyres can last. 16 laps then. That's how long the softs can last. So, Post should be able to go the distance then. The very old days going to be very close, but let's find out. Marquez and Blizzard are going to be getting closer together soon, so this will be interesting. With Samson's having real issues right now, and I think that might be because of Marquez's connection, because it is quite bad.
Oh yeah, it is. I'm watching now. Let's have an onboard of Odems and some brilliant lag as he comes through these corners. It seems to be slightly. Oh god. Oh,
taking it. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Well, this is a representation of why you should always have a wide internet potentially. I don't know if he's on Wi-Fi or not, but in due course that can happen. It can hit anyone as well, especially on games such as this with such a high. bandwidth connection. As Samster's got back, and he's just ahead of Wayne right now. So those two going to be close together, and I'm going to be interested to see what they can do.
Yeah, now the man, I think this is going to be a little battle that we might have to keep an eye on is Jack and Pole, because Jack's pulling time on him on the fresh Super Softs, and if he manages to get a podium, that's going to be a brilliant result for me. He came from 16th on the grid, so it's going to be a good result for him if he can manage to get ahead of Pole, and he might be able to because he's on way fresher tyres versus the softs, and we're on lap 20 of 28, it's only about 8 laps to go now.
Indeed, yeah, the key to the chat is start in, but paused it, flung him back out in circuit, so at least that's good so far, and now Rafa's got to try and close up 2.5 seconds. They've got a 9-second lead over Poe right now, who is
getting caught rapidly.
That. Yeah, by that Jack, so the two teammates. I think there'll be a bit of a switch over. No, a bit of team orders, do you think, Soap, at this stage of the championship?
Well, hard to say, really. I don't think Poe's going to give it up too easily, but of course he's on entirely alternate strategy, so he mightn't even fight it. We'll see in due course. Field's kind of spread out now. Jake Tech's managing the gap up front very well. Doesn't look like Rafa's really catching him enough to warrant it, and he's saving his ERS, doing everything he needs to do up front, and could be on to take his first win ever in One Hub Prestige.
Indeed, well, let's not hope we haven't cursed it right now. Meanwhile, Wayne is catching up to the back of Samster there. So Samster the hamster going rather well, he's kind of got pace right now. At least he's not lagging or having any issues right now. So potentially he's going to stay there. Meanwhile, having a look potentially between if Marquez's pace is getting any closer, it's hard to say because he's lagging everywhere. Blizzard does have a penalty. I don't know how many he has, but 3 seconds or so 2 3-second time penalties, so that's 6. I don't think Marquez has got any. Might be fortunate potentially of getting his teammate, and that will be a real shot in the chest there for Blizzard if he gets overtaken by someone who, for most of the races, kind of been not in it.
Yeah, going to be interesting to watch for sure. But you can see how much the guys up front have just walked away with this 10.3 ahead of Pole. They've really been on another level today.
Yeah, meanwhile, here comes Jack on his teammate then. I don't think this will be too well fought because they have got Samster. They've got to be causing maybe 5 seconds behind, so yeah, he's pulsed to the inside now. Is he going to let him through? Yeah, he is going to let him through then, so team orders that. Fair play to the pair of them. They know they're on different strategies, and Pope knows right now he's going to get 4th as Wayne is trying to catch up to the Ferrari. So that's it, and behind them there is Blizzard as well. So be a lock up for Wayne. You can be careful, especially on these, well, not as much on this game, especially on next game. It's going to be more important. Flat spot soup. They're going to be crucial next game because they can really ruin your race even more than they do on this game. Where if you lock up, sometimes the tyre just decides it doesn't want to be a tyre and disintegrates.
Yeah, see, the problem I've had with this game is that drivers are kind of pushing the limits, but they're locking up every corner and not getting flat spots. So hopefully next game that'll solve that, and drivers will have to do something about that. Samster's into the pits, so they've gone 10 laps on those super softs, so they're right near their end of life. So Samster's now trying to get the undercut on Wayne, which is going to promote Blizzard into P6. And Oldham's into P7, so there'll be an ultra softs for Samster. Yeah, it will be.
Yeah, pitch to the end then, so should be able to do that comfortably.
Yeah, just an update on the standings. Blizzard, of course, leading the standings, but by the looks of things, it looks like it's going to be Rafa who's going to overtake and take the lead of the championship in round 2 here. And Jack, of course, no points, and on course for his first ever podium here.
There.
And Ollie with a penalty.
Yeah, Poe he's keeping with his fellow teammate, I must say. So kind of dragging each other along away from Wayne and Blizzard and Marquez, who is well, right now he's upside down on my screen there, so that's not going well for him. But that's lag. Oh, he's back over. It's good. It's fine. The key 2 in France, he's there down in 12th position. Of course, he was out of the race earlier on. As in the chat I saw, he's not happy whatsoever.
Yep. Yeah, Poe's actually doing a decent job kind of sticking in with Jack, even on the old softs. But it looks like he's trying quite hard to stick with him, and he's on marginal fuel, as you can see, trying to stick with him. Rafa looks like he's taking small chunks out of Jake Tex, but at the moment it's not really enough to catch up. As Wayne going to make a stop now. Where is he going to come out relative to Samster? Because that's his battle.
Way behind. Samster right now, he's stuck behind Ollie, so as Marquez is gone again. And that, I think, might be terminal.
Wayne coming up the pit lane now. Samster there. Wayne just going to come to the pit exit now.
Yeah, way ahead.
And Samster's gone.
That's rather ruined the fun a little bit there. So again, connection issues right now, and starting to show on this game. It isn't coming up to 9 to 8 months old, but you know, sometimes brand rift connections, they can rain havoc in league races. I've seen it before in other leagues. He's got back in, luckily though, and Marquez, he should still, I think, score some decent points out of this, despite him not being in the race. I don't know what the rules are if you disconnect, but your AI crosses the line if you still get the points. But hard to say, Soup.
Yeah, Blizzard's recovered well, I must say, after his crash. P5 currently, but he is going to lose the championship lead because, of course, Rafa with a P2 last time out. He's on course for a second P2 in a row. Jacotex finished in P7 last time out. He's on course for a win to actually bring him up in the championship, of course. And Ollie, I think, is just about to overtake. Marquez is here in the middle sector.
Goes for him, and at the other side, and we've now got out from here with Samster desperately trying to rejoin, but I think this is all it's doing is causing issue for the lobby right now, as Samuel gets past there in the Williams. So
yeah, they're
trying the best, but they are causing disability.
Yeah, the problem is Samster's the host, so that's what's causing the issues. Of him trying to come back, so Wayne should be able to get through here into P7. So he's picking up pieces now. He's on fresh ultrasofts. So now you can see him try and push and see if he can catch Ollie. So it'd be a good result for Wayne if he can pick up P6. It'd be good for Renault. Pick up maybe a second and a sixth place. Leading the constructors at the moment, actually. Let's check your constructors across the standings, of course. Across all tiers, it's currently Red Bull leading the Constructors' Championship with Toro Rosso in behind Mercedes and then Renault. So looks like Toro Rosso are going to be a no score this week unless Mishemery's up the leaderboard. We just can't see him. But it's Red Bull from Toro Rosso, from Mercedes, from Renault, from Haas, from Ferrari, McLaren, Williams, Force India, and down the back are Alfa Romeo, Sauber.
Oden is officially, I think, out of this race. Then he's put it in the chat. He has done. So connection issues have played havoc, of course, and that's a real shame. Rafa 2.9. He's dropping back a little bit. They've got a half a minute gap nearly, about quarter of a minute. So I say 15 seconds to Jack and Poe, who are relatively keeping with each other. They're 10 seconds almost ahead of Blizzard. Then Ollie. Then comes Wayne. Sam as Marquez's AI drops down off the face of the earth, and Sam is back in this race and he's challenging the Williams now down towards the last couple of corners. So that's interesting. Yeah. Meanwhile, look, Wayne on the back of Ollie.
Yeah, and Pogue picks up a penalty. Just watching Samster on Samu up towards turn 1, trying to recover something. He's on fresh ultra stuff. Samu goes way too deep there. Textbook driving from Samster there with the cutback, so he's going straight through the P8.
Yeah, great stuff for him. Meanwhile, let's see what Wayne can do versus Oda. Well, that's what he can do. He's get a penalty. That won't help him too much, but I think if he's got the pace, these tyres should only be able to go 5 laps, so he's pushing them hard. They could run into trouble. It's to get about 5 to 7 laps, potentially, before normally you'd see a stop. Let's find out what he can do. Like, slipstream DRS, this would be a textbook easy overtake then. Ollie will cover the inside line, but there's nothing he can do. Not in a blue moon. Can he try and defend that one? Actually, he can try it, but lock up and he'll still be side by side. But I think, of course, though, Wayne will have the inside line for the next corner. He'll just squeeze them out a little bit wide. So these tyres, this is kind of what he needs to do, is try and get through. But Ollie's not going to have a lot of it, and there he's going to fight back, but now around the outside line towards turn number 15, I believe it is, and through does come. Oh no, that's still side by side. Fair play. Now around the outside, he's got it. Surely he's got to get this move done sooner or later. He still hasn't got it. So Ollie's keeping. He's doing a beautiful job right now defending. You'd imagine that would have been a done set move. They've gone 5 corners side by side. Now we go up the outside line again, and now surely Ollie can't defend this too much longer.
Yes, he can.
These tyres are going to be getting older and older. Now Wayne stuck behind, and this is incredible stuff. And I feel right now for poor old Wayne right now, because he was going a lot quicker just a moment ago, and now he's stuck behind the Alfa Romeo, and this is not what he wants.
No, Ollie's so brave to defend around the outside of turn 15. You cannot do that, and he's done it. So really, really sterling job to hold off a guy on fresh Ultrasofts. Either way, he's going to get done with the DRS here, I think, anyway. But a sterling effort from him and showing what he can do there, of course. So here comes Wayne then with the DRS. He's going to have to go to the inside if he wants to get past Ollie. Well, Ollie will defend that, of course. Doesn't have to get out of the way. And Ollie trying to stick it back up the inside.
He locks up.
Wayne goes deep
goes
and
off.
misses it.
And back for again goes Ollie. So, well, coming up to put up a lap, by the way, for your leaders. I think they are now on, 27 of 28 now. So, as we're watching Wayne and Ollie scrap away for the minor positions, and Wayne rather getting more and more frustrated as the laps go on. He's thinking about around the outside, can't do it there. The tyres are not going to work. And he's just been given opportunities left, right, and centre from Ollie. He's just kind of teasing him. Go on, try and make the move, Sonny Jim, but Wayne can't do it. Ollie, fair play to him, keeps the possession for the time being. Up front, gap 2.8 seconds. Lap 10, those tyres run. As Ollie now getting under even more pressure out from Wayne, but I can't
believe he's still ahead.
And these tyres are getting older and older, and they're definitely kind of coming to their cliff zone, to say the least. So they're kind of going off right now. This isn't what he wants to do. He wants to get that move done now, this lap. He needs to do it, and then somehow pull a 3-second gap. So either way, he's going to come up behind him.
Yep, Ollie's got penalties as well, but
so
try and work it out. Now, unfortunately, if Rafa didn't have the 5-second penalty, this would be a real cliffhanger of a finish. Because look at the gap, 2.7. If Jegtex pulls just another 3/10, he would finish ahead on merit anyway. So let's watch as he begins the final lap of the American Grand Prix.
Indeed, a race full of drama, contact, accidents, and even more drama as they go through the Corps of Francis there, who are out of the race on the early runnings around about that. I think it was on the first couple of laps. It was really early on, and his punt for him, Marquez as well, the other retirement, as well as Leon, Joss, Onyx, and Don DeBoer. So both McLarens out, and both Mercedes out of the points, as well as Toro Rosso's got into P10 now, so it's going to be points for Toro Rosso in this race, I suppose, in the end. So fair play to them as they come through the hairpin now for JTEX and Rafa.
Yep, and you can see JTEX pulled the 3-second gap anyway, so he would have been able to do it without Rafa's without Rafa's 5-second stop go, so he's doing it on merit, just kind of sticking in around that 3-second gap, sort of, as here comes JTEX. This is going to be brilliant for himself anyway, because, as you can see, never won a race in the Prestige tier, and it'd be nice to have a brand new face on the top step of the podiums. Here we go then, through Sector 2, at the end of Sector 3 now, coming through the long right-hander. Rafa sticking in around that 2.7, 2.8 gap. So here he comes through the long right-hander into the double left. Then Jacobtex, sterling job from 4th on the grid. He comes through to win the US Grand Prix in the Prestige tier. Rafa comes across the line in P2 and will take the championship lead off of Blizzard. Jack, brilliant drive to P3 from 16th on the grid, and he's one of my nominations for the driver of the day for sure. Poe across the line, P number 4 then, and Blizzard, great recovery anyway to P number 5. And the fight, by the way, we got P4, Ollie and Wayne still fighting.
Yeah, through the last quarter, I think Wayne's going to get it on the penalties. I think Ollie just picked up a 3-second time penalty, so Wayne will get it then, just at the death of it, potentially. Hard to say, let's find out. Is he going to get it? Yes, he does get it in the end there with the penalties that Sabster as well gets P7, so disappointing for Ollie. The key to that going to be the last point scorer then in P10, so Toro Rosso do pick up that last point of the day as across the line and in the wall he comes, and well, happy sunshine and lollipops for Lakitu, but it is your winner who is going to be even more happy.
Yeah, brand new winner in One Hub Racing, Jagetex for the Haas team stands atop the podium. Alongside him, Rafa, your new championship leader in One Hub Racing Prestige Tier, and Jack with his first podium in Prestige as well. Great drive from him, 16th on the grid to 3rd. So, TTG Jack, my driver of the day nomination. Evil, who's yours?
Well, you can't put it past JTEX, of course. He did a fantastic job throughout the race to especially come from the middle of the pack, as the track is rather despawned on my screen there, so that's not very good. So everyone's kind of floating in mid-air, but you've got to put it past the Lake of Blizzard as well. The recovery drive for him.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Yep. Oh dear. But for the sake of the Twitter poll, Evil, who would you choose?
Well, it's hard to say. I've got to say potentially. It's just so difficult. Put me on the spot.
Pick one.
Jack. I'm going to put Jack.
You can't pick the same as me.
Oh, well, it's gone wrong. Then I'll pick Wayne. As 17-2-6 came from the back of the grid. Fair play to him.
All right. So, so our nominations are Wayne and Jack. Are we saying? Are we confirmed on that? Okay. So there's your driver of the day nominations for the One Hub Racing Prestige Tier, and that has been round number 2. So Rafa is your new championship leader. Thank you so much for joining us, of course, and we will see you next week at the exact same time at 9:30 p.m. So thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see you next time out. Thank you and goodbye, and thanks to Evil for joining me as well. Thank you so much and good night.
Yeah.